back for another writing chat every week. Every Friday I talk about my writing. If you don't know, I write witchcraft books mostly, and I'm working on my 10th one, and audiobooks suck. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do one after this. I'm gonna finish this one out, but like, it's been my biggest problem and it's been multiple books now and I hate it so much. And I've been looking at it and it's like I'm accessing files that I recorded in July. So the book has technically been done since July. It's mid-November now and it's still not published because of the audiobook. And it's like, it's one of those things where outside looking in, you might be like, that's really not that complicated. You record videos all the time. Like, why can't you just do that? They are a weird chasm of chaos and they just like absorb time and energy and just cause pain. Like, legit. Because the audiobook, I can't breathe and I can't have pauses. And so every time, like even in this, I have taken inhales, I would cut those out. So I can only get a few words in before I have to edit the file. And it's so long. And so a short chapter, you know, it ends up recording at like, I think the last section I did, each one was about 10 minutes each. Those took about an hour each. To give you context, when I record these, whatever my record time is, I usually double that, and that's roughly the edit time. So like the last one I did was, I don't know, I think I had like a 5 or 6 minute long video, pretty quick review, and that took about 20-ish minutes to do, between, you know, the tiny little bits of effects I do of add the intro, add the little review spot thing. I don't even know if it's on this side when you actually see it. I know it's on the screen up there on that side. And, you know, add the outro, cut out when I'm looking at notes or whatever. But like on a whole, it doesn't take that long, not that much effort. And there's a lot of breaks in that where you can hit play, sit back, see how it's doing. Where the audiobook, no. You have your mouse and you're just rigid clicking and it has to be like very controlled right up to the exact like millisecond before you breathe. Otherwise you get these weird like throughout and you're just like, oh my God. It's such a pet peeve and I hate it. Had I decided not to do an audiobook, I could have been done in July. Do you know how many books I could have had done in that time frame? But no, I'm just staring down this huge project that just looms. I'm still not even halfway through. Like, it doesn't feel like, no matter, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, you can, it's a really terrible analogy for someone who doesn't eat meat, but like, you can eat an elephant one bite at a time, but like, at some point, you're just really tired of it. And you're not even halfway through, and you're like, oh my God, it just never ends. Because it doesn't, and eventually I will get there, but like, oh my God. So I decided, as I was ranting and raving at my computer yesterday, to get through the first of, I do 2 sections a day. It's the game plan to get this thing done. And so the first section of it, I was getting pretty done towards the end of that, and it's like, I don't ever want to do this ever again, ever. And coming back to the second part, it's like, you know what, I don't need to do this ever again. And I think back on the interactions I've had from my audiobooks, they're not worth it. And that's the weird part about being an author, is like at some point, like all the work you do has to pay off. For instance, I never ever love an ebook. They are my nemesis. Like, I can't stand them, I don't understand it. The system is all wackadoo, so I know it's never going to turn out particularly fantastic, and I don't even know what it's supposed to look like because I don't care. I'm not going to find out. I'm not an e-reader. But I get enough sales to make it worth the effort to try, kind of vaguely-ish. It's a lot of like playing, does it work? And then you change the format and you're like, well, that didn't work. That's cool. So I try. But like with that, it at least feels worth it. I sell, I kind of feel like the most of anything I sell is ebooks, if we're being honest. And so those feel worth it. But, and like paperback, hardback, I like to have the differential because some people prefer one over the other. I'm a hardback kind of a girly if I have the choice. But like, I have a great aunt who is the opposite and only wants paperback, and it's like, but why? So people have their preferences. I like to have both, and yet the audiobooks have just never done anything. Like, at most, I think I have a couple that have had, maybe the highest point is 3 likes on like Patreon, and that's it. And that feels kind of like, yay. Half the time it's like, it's this, I love y'all. I do, I really appreciate you. But it's like, it's the same people that like, you post and you know there's a good, at least like 40% chance they will like your content. So you're like, cool. And there's never any comments. So it's like, did you watch it? I kind of don't think so, because usually it's a YouTube link and it still sits at 0 views. So I kind of doubt it. And it's like, it's just the thing of, you put so much time and effort. This is a project, like, audiobooks take the absolute longest out of anything I do. Writing a book takes less time. Researching takes less time. Reading books takes less time. This thing takes forever and for like nothing. And again, like, some people have the ability to like pay people to do that. I don't have that kind of money. And even if I had, I don't know, like, if I had the money in the bank of like, oh, this person would do it for like $700, like, I just can't see myself wanting to spend that much money on that. Like, it's so terrible. But like, I have other things I'd rather put that money towards if I had that kind of money. Like, granted, I haven't even made enough this year to probably file for taxes, so it's kind of like a moot point anyways. But like, because you have to make at least $600 in a year. Definitely not even close to that. But like, I would rather, in a weird universe, future universe where I'm writing a lot of books, if I had that extra $700, instead of paying somebody to make an audiobook, I would rather like put it as a large payment towards my car and get that paid off, or like put it towards our credit card debts, or like, you know, I would rather put it into a savings account to like eventually buy us a bigger house. And like, you know, I'm really hoping I can afford one house in particular. I gotta figure it out because I want to buy it, and money's a thing. But like, I would rather put my money towards that sort of stuff opposed to like an audiobook that maybe, and like, I know I could potentially put it on Amazon through Audible and maybe I would get more sales, but I kind of wanted it to be like my way to give back to my community, but the community don't seem to care. Like, and it's not on you guys. I don't, like, I get that, like, it's not like this isn't to like guilt trip you to be like, oh my god, go like my stuff. I don't care. And honestly, it's good that nobody really cares about it, because I hate it. I hate it so much. Because again, having to edit as hard as it requires, where you're just sitting there like tensed muscles trying to very delicately get that mouse exactly where it needs to be, it hurts. The shoulder is on fire. It causes my nerve pain so much. And again, it takes up such a significant portion of my day. I could, in the amount of time per day right now that I'm spending on the audiobook, I could read at least 2 books, minimum. Or I could work on my crochet projects that I have a lot of right now, because solstice time's coming up and I am crazy and deciding to just add projects all the time. And like, I would rather do all of that than the audiobook. Or I could record videos. I could get like all of my recording for the day done in the same amount of time that I have to spend editing the thing. Or I could get like at least 3 to 4 chapters. No, more, because that's just one section. That's just one sit down time. Oh my god. Actually, I could get all of my work done pretty much for the day. Because realistically, I'm doing sections of 3. So like 3 chapters is one section, and I do that twice. And like, that's several hours. Like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get around to that today, because I had to do other work. And I read 2 books, and I'm doing a lot of recording today. I don't know if it, like, oh my god, I hate it. And again, I could have had this book published in summertime. And then I could have had other ones done by this point, which is my goal for next year, which I think I've kind of mentioned it on and off, and I'll probably have its own video when I'm actually done with this flippin' audiobook of death. But like, once I am done with this and I'm never doing another audiobook again, next year I have big plans of a lot of publishing, and I want to keep that routine. As an indie author, you do not get the luxury that traditional published authors have, where I have to publish very frequently to stay in good graces with the algorithm that I have probably lost all hope with, because at this point it's gonna be like 11 months between publications. Pretty sure Cycles of the Moon, my 9th book, came out in like January, maybe February. It was early in the year, because I remember I was finishing it up in December and then I missed it, so I'm pretty sure it was January, might have even been February. But early this year, it's now the end of the year, and I've been working on the same project that was supposed to be the quick project, and it just isn't, because it's this audiobook. Like, let alone, again, a little bit of the, like, I don't even want to call it imposter syndrome. It's just like the despair and like hopelessness and like, does anything ever happen ever? And that's really hard to handle. And like, I'm finding new systems. You know, I don't check my sales very much. Like, I only allow myself to check my book sales once a quarter, which actually is more motivating than checking it regularly, because if I checked it regularly, it's so many days of disappointment to one like, whoa, versus if you check over 3 months and you're like, wow, look at me go, I sold 8 books, I don't even know how, woo, versus how many of those 90 days, you only had 8 out of 90 days, that was a win, right? So, no, like, quarterly, that's it, that's all I can do. And like, same with YouTube, did the same thing, had a glitch, and it looked like my revenue went way up, and I was like, oh my god, this is so great, and then no, I swear, it just wanted to test me. So anyways, moral of the story, I am re-evaluating how I'm doing my writing and stuff, and one of the things is just actually doing it, and just seeing how it goes quarterly, and being able to do that also means no more audiobooks. So like, having the light at the end of the tunnel of like, I just gotta get through this one, it's so much more to go, because again, I'm currently in like the 30s chapters, and there's like, I think it's like 81 or 82 with the conclusion. It's a lot, and I'm not even halfway. Oh my god, it's gonna take forever. But I want to have it done and probably publishing early December, which would then put me on track for my goals for next year of every other month, so that it would be December, February, basically all of the even months I would be publishing, and then the odd months is the writing months. And yeah, I'm very, very ready for that. And honestly, I would actually really love to be able to get ahead and to be able to take the last chunk of the year off. Like, I would love to be pretty much done with work by this point in the year next year, because like, I could do that if I stick with my game plan, and my system is working really well, where I have record days, edit days, and then I work on the book each of those days, no matter what. Like right now it's the stupid audiobook, 2 sections a day, so 6 chapters total, which is so much work, and trying to fit everything else in is proving a challenge. But like, trying to do all of that, like, I think next year I could finagle more, and it will be good. And maybe I can appease the algorithm gods, and I can actually file taxes again. Out of doing this full-time for now 3 years, I've only made enough money to file taxes once. And I don't think I'm gonna be there this year. So here's to hoping that maybe next year will be the thing. And I know that's a silly thing to be excited about, but like, also that means like you're making it as a career, because unless you don't like I don't know, it doesn't feel like it counts as a job and like a career path until I can actually file the taxes, which I do it with my husband anyway, so mine's just like a little drop in the bucket because he actually makes money, and I just would love to. If I was living like 150 years ago, I would be so set for average life. Because like, I swear they made what, like pennies on the day, right? Your rent was like $1 or $5 a week, and that's where my money's at. Like, where you make like under 30 cents a day, hi, that's me. Did you know all of those ads make up a whopping under $1 a day? Yeah, it's so great. I know eventually you can appease the algorithms better and it gets more per view because you like are worthier, but man, like, it's fun. It's really, really, really fun. I think we might have already talked about this. It's my next one to record. I need to try this book. Also, FYI, these are super cheap. Did you know that? That's such a side tangent. I'm probably gonna buy one because this is $4 right now. I can afford that. I mean, I can't afford a lot, but $4 for a book, that's a good deal. That's a real good deal. So I'm gonna go buy a book and then wrap it and put it under the tree, and hopefully people in the family do not watch my videos till the very end. But yeah, it's actually pretty good and I want to try it, and there's things in there I want to try, so maybe incorporating some feng shui will help. And because some of the things, like my dream house, literally is what that book says to do, so maybe it's a sign. I just gotta get uber duper rich, and then it's not even really, honestly, like, it's not even as expensive as most of the houses out here. Like a decent sized yard house situation, because I refuse to go to a smaller yard, and like there's so much more monies. Like, I don't know how people afford this, to be perfectly honest. Like, how do you live here? And like, property tax everywhere is getting more expensive, and you're like, ah, it's so great, it's so great. So anyways, thank you for coming along. Thank you for listening to my rambles about being an author. Again, this is not a pity party. I just want to share being an author and the journey of it and the actual real life experience of that. So till next time, thank you so much for coming along. Check out my Patreon and my books, and until next time, I'll see y'all soon.